Azores, it's stuck right in the middle of the Atlantic. In order to get into the United States and to get into all the American continent, every ship coming from Europe had to stop in Azores. During the centuries, they very often needed people to go in the boat, to work in the boat. So even before the United States was the United States, there was already Portuguese people here. Till the First World War, it was very common for people from Azores to get in boats crossing the Atlantic, to work on the boats, to live around here for 1 or 2 decades, and went back. After the First World War, that stopped. Because in 1926 it starts a dictatorship in Portugal. It's the starting of the dictatorship in Portugal, and people don't want to go back because not only the lack of certain liberties, but it was not easy to survive around there. In the community of Portuguese-speaking people, in a certain way, they live and they feel as if they never left Azores. Although they're living here, many of them for half a century, they still try to live in the same way they were raised back there in the Azores. You see that in the traditions here at the church. Their home, when you go to their houses, it's as if you were being received in their homes back in the islands. Everybody has in their main living room a picture of their home island, the best that they can get in their travelings back and forth. They still cook in the same way they used to cook back then in Azores. At the point that nowadays, if you want to find some particular meals, the same way they used to be done 40 years ago, you find them here. You don't find them in the Azores. It's like being at home in a way that you have to deal with an older generation. Because what they expect of you, it's the same thing they would expect from a priest in Azores 40 years ago. Things changed a lot in Azores since these people came here, but the Holy Ghost traditions are more or less the same. The way they address the priest, or they look to talk with the priest, it's still the same way as it was in the old days. Around there, I can say we're more modern, because the world really changed a lot in the last 40 years in Azores. Because we used to live in a dictatorship that ended. Almost everybody in Azores were farmers, not anymore. But the generation, this older generation that you see around here, they were mostly farmers. They went to the United States to work in factories. So although their life changed a lot, what they look for in the church is still the same as what they used to look for 40 years ago in Azores.